We begin again the cycle of the weekly Parshas Shavua. We start with Parshas Bereshit. Sefer Bereshit, the Netziv in his Akdama to Sefer Bereshit brings the famous Chazal. Chazal say that the Sefer Bereshit is called Sefer HaYosher. Why is it called the Sefer HaYosher? Because Sefer Bereshit tells the story of the Yishorim, those people that we call the Yishorim, the straight people. Who are the straight people? Says the Gemara, the straight people are Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Our Ovitz, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov are called the Yishorim. They're Yishorim, and therefore it's called the Sefer HaYosher. How do we know they're called Yishorim? Because Bilam, when he in the middle of his attempt to curse the Jewish nation, at the end everything comes out brachas, but in the middle of his nevuah he says, Tamus nafshi mois yisharim. Oh, that my death should be the death of those Yisharim. Who are the Yisharim? Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. He wanted to be like Avram, Yitzchak. He wanted at the end of his life, he should be able to look back and say, oh, my life was similar to the lives of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. What is a Yosher? Says the Netziv, a Yosher is not a tzaddik, not a chosid, even though Avram and Yitzchak and Yaakov were that as well. They were Kedoshim, they were Tahirim, they were Tzaddikim, they were Chasidim. But Bilam focuses on the word Yosher, and that's what the Chazal called the Sefer Yosher, because he called, what's a Yosher? What does it mean, a straight person? Says the Netziv, a straight person is a person who exemplifies his behavior between his interpersonal relationships between people and people. Avram and Yitzchak and Yaakov, throughout the story of Sefer Bereshit, we find Avram discussing things, talking to and having conversations with people, with the nations around him, with kings, with princes. Yitzchak has with Avimelech, and Yaakov has with also. Yaakov meets Esav. Yaakov has an altercation even with Lavan. But all the time, every time the Torah talks about an episode that includes Avram with somebody else, Yitzchak with somebody else, it always ends peacefully. It always ends with a bris, with a covenant. Even Yaakov, and the Torah says Yaakov got angry at Lavan, and he spoke harsh words to Lavan. But right after that, in the same parasha, they took a stone, Yigar Sadusa, and they made a bris. So Yaakov had the quality, and the same with Avram and Yitzchak, that even in moments of conflict, even when things don't go well, even when they have to disagree, but they're able to disagree and come to an agreement, and sign a covenant, sign a bris. This is the quality of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov that Bilam saw. Even though Bilam hated the Yidden and he couldn't come to appreciate the tzidkus of Avram, the righteousness of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, the piety of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that meant nothing to Bilam. But the fact that they were Yesharim, the fact that they were able to interact with people around them in a way of Yashrus, in a way of Yosher, that was something that even Bilam in his rishus was able to appreciate, and he was able to ask Thomas. That's why he asked, and that's why the entire Sefer is called Sefer HaYosher. This is the lesson of the Sefer Bereshit as we embark on another cycle, on another journey through the Torah HaKadoshah, and we start with the foundations of our nation, the foundations of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. It's important to focus also not only on the halachas, on the mitzvahs, on everything else that's in the Heilige Torah, but also to focus on the lives of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and how they spoke to people, how they interacted with people. And these are the lessons that should accompany us throughout our lives and throughout our journey through the learning of the Torah HaKadoshah. Good Shabbos.